Remember us. As simple an order as a king can give. Remember why we died. We did not wish tribute, or song, or monuments, or poems of war and valor. Wish was simple. Remember us, he said to me. That was his hope. Should any free soul come across that place. In all the countless centuries yet to be, may all our voices whisper to you from the ageless stones. Go tell the Spartans passerby that here, by Spartan law, we lie. And so my king died, and my brothers died. Barely a year ago. Long I've pondered my king's cryptic talk of victory. Time has proven him wise. For from free Greek to free Greek, the word was spread that bold Leonidas and his 300, so far from home, laid down their lives, not just for Sparta, but for all Greece, and the promise this country holds. Now, here on this rugged patch of earth called Plataea, Xerxes forge face obliteration!
Thank you for joining the Syndicate Network, and welcome to the Zack Snyder Hour with Skywalker the Jedi. Skywalker the Jedi. Skywalker the Jedi.
Oh my God, hold on. Let me move Mikey. Oh, yo. We in the building, y'all. Is this not why you are here? Are you not entertained? What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Skywalker, here on the premiere Zack Snyder show on all of YouTube, and it's not even close. It's time to put the holes in the holy. Woo! We got the good Austin in the building. What's going on, bro? How you feeling, man? Bruh. He said, can't wait to see what other actors pop up from Zack's past. Or maybe people he wanted to work with before. Interested to see what this becomes ultimately when it's just for fun, so to speak. Fire. He said, oh, yeah, and Zazzle on coulda, shoulda, woulda time now. Good going full Walter. Man, the Super Friends type love. Bro, you know how I know that it's bad, bro? You want to know how I know it's bad? I called it. Matter of fact, I should go clip that part of the stream. I said exactly that they were going to fuck with that stream yesterday. I said it. I was like, yo, they going to mess with my stream. I said it. And I put a video in the group chat this morning showing just how they messed with that video from last night. That's how upset they are, dog. They messing with my videos, bro. It was like 12, 13 hours later. I couldn't even check to see how many views that video had. And people in the group chat saw that shit. What's going on? We got the homie Bat Dance Thoughts. What's going on, homie? What's going on, Anatoly? Much love, bro. What's going on, Joe Buck? What's going on, SPR Dave? What's going on, Alan Belk? He said, I'm going to say this right now. A man of tomorrow is just vaporware. Good is trying to green. Bruh, I told y'all he looking like Walter Hamada. I got a stream coming. I'm not getting gaslit, bro. They're not about to gaslight me. No, I see what's going on. This is Walter Hamada 2.0. Right before he left, it was like, yo, let me get this going, just so I can get those points. But we're going to see. We gonna see. That's why he trying to get that shit shooting as quick as possible. Cause he out, bro. They don't even know if the big homie gonna be around. Zaslav getting called out in the Hollywood Reporter. And y'all, man, bruh. Anyway, what's going on, Mama Bear, dog? Thank you for being here, Mama Bear. We got the homie Josh Herrera in the building. What's going on, Josh H? What's going on, Nessa Noel? Thank you for being here and rocking out. Absolutely. We got Cool One Only in the building. We got Sean Franklin here. We got Vegeta in the building. Who else is in here? We got Bass Reeves in here. Hey, all good though, Alan Belt. Even if you be lurking, bro, it's all good. You know what I mean? Much love. Right? What's going on, Rebel Moon Theory? Much love, bro. We about to get this thing started. Let's go ahead and get through this opening rigmarole so we can get started with the show. You dig? Make sure y'all smashing that like, share, subscribe, hitting that notification bell as well, so that you know when I'm going live, bro. We trying to hit that 5K. Right? Much love, everybody. And thank y'all for rocking out. Y'all already know about the hashtags. Y'all already know why we here. Y'all already know what's going on. Y'all already know what's good. Y'all know about the ROEs and being positive and not mixing them and not tagging anybody over at WBD. Y'all already know about ZSJL to Netflix on YouTube and X. Y'all already know how to sponsor and stream by giving super chats. You know, what is it? Gifted memberships, super thanks, all that stuff. Right? and it all adds up. And shout out to homie Deuce Falco, he did, who is the sponsor of this stream. What's going on, the Batman and DC all the way? What's going on? Much love, you dig? Man, we are here on the Zack Snyder Hour. We are about to get this thing kicked off because I know it's late for y'all over there on the East Coast, you dig? But Rebel Moon and Army of the Dead got the opening dates for what's going on with this Netflix house situation. Y'all already know. And if y'all didn't know, right, we got some stuff coming for you guys because I'm gonna let y'all rock out, because I did, along with some other members of ZSSM, we went and did the Rebel Moon The Descent at Sandbox VR. It was off the chain, right? We rocked out. It was legendary. I'm gonna show y'all a little bit of that right now, but you know, we trying to hold off because we do got a video coming. Oh. All right. That's enough. Right. So we did get to experience that. You know what I mean? And we rocking out, yo. We rocking out. And not only are we rocking out, but we got the opening dates for the Netflix house in Philadelphia and Dallas. You know what I mean? That's gonna be housing the Rebel Moon The Descent at Sandbox VR. About to be off the chain, right? It's crazy. We had mad fun. It was dope. You know what I mean? Like, hold up, man. Hold up.
All right. Time to blow off some steam and dance.
Hey, y'all don't even need to see all that, right? But no, like, it's super dope. You know what I mean? And we got the opening days, right? We got the one in Philly opening in November 12th and the one in Dallas on December 11th, right? And if you go down, what's going to be at the one in Philadelphia, in Philly, which is the first one, is opening up in November, right? That one is going to have Rebel Moon, you dig, right there with the virtuals, you know what I'm saying? And I haven't even seen the Stranger Things one. I've seen the Squid Game one, because that one is also at the Sandbox VR currently, but I haven't even seen that Stranger Things one. Y'all know I'm gonna have to do that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I might try to pull up to this. I don't know. Y'all want me to go to? Do y'all want to see Skywalker in Philly? I don't know. Let me not even put that out there because I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? But I might try to make it down there. Skywalker might try to pull up in Philly. You do? The biggest, the richest. Now I'm just playing. Anyway, yeah. So we got it rocking out on November 12th in Philly. You dig? And if you go down to the one that's coming up in Dallas, you dig? We got the Netflix replay that's going to have, because it's a huge game room packed with physical challenges, immersive story rooms, and retro style games based on popular shows and films like Floor is Lava, Love is Blind, Army of the Dead, and Big Mouth. Take on your friends or play as a team. Yo, right? Do I got to pull up to Dallas? Right? Do I got to pull up to Dallas? I don't know. Right? Yeah. He said, oh, wait, hold up. I got lost in the chat. Right. He said, wish I had a Sandbox in Oregon. Yo, Sandbox VR is dope, man. I'm going to go back and do the Rebel Moon thing again. Right. He said, oh, that was fun. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Said smash the like button like Mark the Smash Machine Kerr or get hit with the rock bottle. Hey, we're gonna talk about all that. Yeah, facts. Yeah, Mama Bear. Just a tease, right? Vegeta said the DC is dead to him. Man, crazy. What up, Philip Stevens? He said, y'all, it's been a depressing day. Hey, have y'all really been depressed, bro? Man, look, bro, I got a stream coming. Don't trip, yo. Don't trip. Sky saying don't trip, so don't trip. Right? Am I tripping? Do I look like I'm tripping right now? You know what I mean? He said, wish all the sandbox stuff would go to Oculus. Man, look, bro, I don't know, man. Cause you kind of need the whole setup. Like for Rebel Moon, dog. Like, it's not, man, dude. Y'all gotta experience that, yo. I can't wait to share this footage with y'all, man. But like being in that world and being on Daggis, you know what I mean? And it not being just something that like it being there and pretty much like pretty damn near being tangible, because when you get hit, you can feel it, right? And they was running up with the I was like, bruh, this is crazy. He said, them sickos gonna claim you pulled up again. Nah, hey, I'm pulling up to the Netflix house. I got a feeling that they will show me love. Netflix ain't done nothing but show me love. You know what I mean? It ain't been nothing but love. It ain't been nothing but love with Netflix. From the Rebel Moon premieres, you know what I'm saying, to all that stuff, yo. And I got in as a fan. That's what's so dope, too. I signed up for this stuff just like everybody else did, you know what I'm saying? And I just happened to get in. That's what's so dope about it. Right? What's going on? He said, cool table meetup in Dallas. Yeah, I don't know about a cool table meetup. I'm just saying, like, when these open, I might try to pull up. He said, when is this? November 12th and December 11th. Right? Yeah, bro. He said, so will they be screening shows and movies at the theater? I want to see Rebel Moon on the big screen and possibly Stranger Things season 5, first few episodes. That'd be dope. Honestly, because they will be having a theater here. This is what I'm thinking that they're kind of opening this up for, right? They already have the Egyptian theater in Hollywood where they show their stuff at. You know, so I've been able to go see several things there, right? I saw Rebel Moon there. I've seen man, they've shown so much stuff. They didn't show Twilight of the Gods there, but they showed Twilight of the Gods at Netflix, like at the, it's called like the Tudum Theater, if I'm not mistaken, and they showed it there. So Netflix actually has another theater that's literally like within walking distance of the Egyptian, right? So they have theaters, right? And they show stuff there. Like I've been, man, they're always showing stuff at the Egyptian theater. Pretty much like most of the main movies, they will put it there at least like a few times, you know, like that. I'm pretty sure that they showed that Malcolm and Marie movie, I think it was there. I think I saw that there. And they show a bunch of stuff there. So I'm guessing that it's going to be a similar thing, because I did hear something about them or one of these being or having an attached theater, right? You dig? What up, Apex Lux? Right. Oh, in Dallas? Oh, yeah. That might work. You know what I mean? That might work. We'll see what's up. If I can get out there. You know what I mean? But, yo, we do have this in the news, and I just wanted to make sure that y'all knew that these will be opening up later this year. And there's one coming to Vegas, too, right? And I'm pretty sure that there's going to be something there, right? Because if there's one coming to Vegas, in 2027. If the first two had something from Zack Snyder there, why wouldn't the third one? Right? He said Netflix had K-pop and Demon Hunters sing along in theaters. Yo, they had, bro, and I'm telling y'all, they're having Chronicles of Narnia in IMAX. They're having Chronicles of Narnia in IMAX. What are we discussing when it comes to ZSJL? He said, "What's that? What's going on, S. Dot Warrior?" Right? He said, both of these locations will be located in two of the country's biggest malls. Yes, people still go to malls. It'll be a closer connection to their subscriber base rather than amusement parks. He said, big brain. Hey, man, this is definitely their take, right? And it's dope because instead of like turning everything into like attractions per se, right? Like a roller coaster or something like that, they can have things that are a little bit more themed and closer and a little bit easier to manage and not as expensive, right? Yeah. He said, it's wild how I'm finding this out from you and haven't heard none of these content creators and influencers talk about it. Bro, I be trying to tell y'all, if y'all want that Zack Snyder news, bro, you know where you got to come. And I'm not hoarding this information, right? I'm not hoarding this stuff. Like, it's not like, you know, I am sitting here and I'm like, you know, it's like I'm the only one with the access to the information, right? And I'm blocking out these websites where people can't share them or get on stream and talk about it, but then be like, oh yeah, I'm like the biggest Zack fan, bro. Like, yeah, but I really love the new Superman though. Crazy, right? Said, but if Netflix releases the SnyderVerse in cinema, it will be cool. Bruh, look, I'm just saying, why wouldn't they? Autobot says, Sky, have you heard James Gunn is doing a Superman sequel? I have a stream coming up about that. Not going to really speak on that tonight. You dig? This is the Zack Snyder Hour. And we ain't talking about nonsense on the Zack Snyder Hour. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing that. He said, and ask yourself this: is any other studio making Dave and Buster like locations that offer affordable day experiences for everyone? Not a single one. Hey, that is absolutely right, bro. That is absolutely right, bro. Right? DC Autoway says, would still love to watch the Army of the Dead animated series. Just saying, I think that thing can still come out. There's no reason why that can't. It may be a thing where it might be a little bit on the back burner, but I don't see a reason why it can't come out. You dig? It's especially when I keep trying to tell people that you know, Zack's name over on Netflix is good. Like, we're talking about this stuff right now. Like, I just went and did the damn Rebel Moon VR, bro. We got comic books launching, all types. Come on, yo, it was a thing where, because they have a Netflix store that is attached to the Egyptian theater where they sell official merch there, right? And they just recently took all the Rebel Moon stuff out, and it kind of sucked because I had to tell Bad Dan and them. I was like, yeah, they're gearing up for like Stranger Things and stuff, but that was just recently. That stuff was still in there on the shelves and moving, you know what I'm saying? Like, up until recently. So, hey, people can say whatever they want to say, bro, but the proof is in the pudding. You know what I'm saying? Like, they bring in Rebel Moon and Army of the Dead to these Netflix houses in Philadelphia and Dallas. You dig? Right. Anyway, let's move on to the next topic. You dig? We are talking about The Last Photograph has started filming. You know what I mean? This is the movie starring bro. I always want to call my man Brad Cage, bro. I always want to call him Brad Cage, man. Right? Like Stuart Martin, bro. Stuart Martin, man. I always remember him as Brad Cage from Army of Thieves, bro. I loved him in that movie. 100%. Right. But we got the homie Stuart Martin in The Last Photograph, and this is filming now. You dig? And this was announced with we had Zach linking up with the bro Clay Enos. You know what I mean? On set, chilling, right? So now that this thing is shooting, we can definitely be looking forward to some drops probably pretty soon. Hopefully, some pictures or something. You know, whatever I can get from this movie, I'm gonna try to talk about it. We got Stuart Martin and Frafi starring in what sounds like it's gonna be this like spy action movie almost, like, or kind of like a reserved more intimate. Zach was quoted as saying the idea of taking camera in hand and simply making a movie in an intimate way is very appealing to me. Right now, we all know that Zach's version of intimate, I'm going to be very interested to see what this is going to be like, right? Like, man, what I've really enjoyed recently from Zach is that he's been really branching out and touching like other genres, right? And I think that it's been doing himself wonders because of the fact that, you know, we love Zach's comic book movies, obviously, right? And we know that he's the GOAT in that realm, but at the same time, being able to step outside of that and to continue to show like his growth as a filmmaker and to do different things is super dope, man. Because when we watch somebody like Nolan, right, when we were getting the Batman movies from him after he got to conclude his story, right? After Nolan was allowed to conclude his story, right? There was so much growth with him in the films that you've seen subsequently, right? Because we've gotten stuff like, you know, Interstellar and you know, Tenet, which I think is absolutely fantastic. Dunkirk, right? All of these films that have been in different genres, but he's been kind of like staking his claim as like, you know, an overall GOAT. And I'm loving that Zach is having that opportunity to do so before he really gets back and wraps up his DC stuff. And I also think that the fact that this will have happened this way will end up leading to us having a bit, because he's growing as a director. So why wouldn't it be a doper project right now that he's able to kind of, you know, spread his wings a little bit and show some of that growth? You dig? Let me get caught up with the chat. He says, and look at this photograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh. Right, bro. If he has that in the trailer, bro, Zach, if you can do me one favor, bro, just like some kind of nod to that song somehow. You know, even if it's in like a little guitar riff or something. I don't know, just something. What the hell is on Joey's hat? Or you gotta have a Joey in there and put something weird on his head. I'll be like, Oh my god. Oh my god. He said they're using dream lenses, bro. It's gonna be crazy, bro. He said I call him Den sometimes. Nah, bro, that is Brad Cage, bro. He said I'm a Netflix guy through and through, and no lie. So I had to chime in about the Netflix houses because it's really a groundbreaking idea, kind of like when they started streaming. Yeah, that is dope, bro. And it is different. TJ says, wasn't Clay Enos on ZSJL? Yeah, I think he was on there taking pictures. 100%. 1000%. I think he was. Right? Bad Dan says, surprise is filming already. Man, look, bro, the speed in which things can happen once they're announced, a lot of times. See, that's the thing, bro. Like these conversations are going on, bro. That is my point, man. People act as if these conversations don't happen before the announcement, right? Just think about that. Think about if they would have had to have waited until the movie was announced to start talking about shit. Crazy. DC all the way said he like Army of the Thieves more than Dead, huh? Hey, I didn't like it more than Dead, bro. But I did like Brad Cage though, and it was better than I thought it was gonna be. I will say that. Got Derek Waters saying new to the club. What's going on? Hey, we in here chilling. You know what I'm saying? Pull up a seat, kick your feet up. He said, why is Zach always got to be so swagged out nonchalantly? Right, bro. Chill him, dog. You know what I mean? Chilling, dog. He said, and Nolan is like Hydra. Snyder is becoming like King Ghidorah, right? Hey, and he said, looking forward to the Odyssey next year. Bruh, I am like, I already have my tickets. Do y'all have y'all tickets? Huh? Do y'all have one? Do y'all have y'all tickets? Bruh, nah, he got to put like a homage, bro, or he has to show the back of a nickel or something. Like, I just need some kind of homage, bro. Look at this photograph. He said that would cook. You know what I'm saying? Love Nickelback. Yeah, bro. This is how you remind me. This is how you remind me of. Bro, let me stop, man. It's not like you to say sorry. Oh my god, bro. He said I almost lost it. Oh yeah, bro. And Nessa says, I'm glad he gets to do his passion project. There's such a genuineness about him, which makes him a great director, in my opinion. And that's the type of creator I want to work with. See, that's the point, Nessa, right? Like, and I keep saying this, right? I keep saying this. Look at what happened with the Batman and this recent Superman movie, right? And I'm not even gonna say that Matt Reeves made the Batman under like nefarious circumstances, but the movie definitely came to fruition under nefarious circumstances, right? 100%. And then there's all this stuff with like getting the sequel off the ground, and then you gotta report to James Gunn, who's not even half as good as a director as you are. Right, and there's all this back and forth, and he's taking your villains, and it's all this stuff going on. That kind of happened from biting the bullet. I mean, biting the apple, right? I meant to say from biting the apple, right? You bit the apple, and look at what happened. You know what I mean? So, and then you juxtapose that with the Superman movie, right? And like how that came about. And that's under the most extreme of nefarious circumstances and intentions, right? The intentions behind it were nefarious to begin with, right? So that film bombs, right? And then you're sitting here and like you're trying to announce all these movies back to back to back, and your slate's getting changed up, and now all of a sudden the other spinoffs, they don't have to make more than Superman did, which means that you're just going to continue to get less and less money back. You know, there's just all these things that kind of have happened with these films, and I think it's because of the fact of how they came to fruition and the intentions behind this most recent one, right? As well as how it came to fruition. So, with that being said, you know, it's dope to see how Zach's been able to move, and you see him get to make his longtime passion project with Rebel Moon, and then now he's getting and that's what's so funny. They talk about how this stuff isn't successful. He wouldn't be able to make these passion projects if the stuff he was releasing weren't successful. That's not the way that works. You don't get to like do whatever you want to do after you're coming off of a flop, right? You see what's going on with this Superman shit, right? But I digress. Anatoly says it would be better if Odyssey was filmed as a sequel to Troy, and you are bugging, Anatoly. He said, usually an announcement means that the production process has been going on for weeks, if not months. Months, right? Sometimes years. You never know. Said Gladiator 3 was announced. Was it? Oh, I have not seen that yet. He said, I can see it now. Homie flashing the last piece of his the last picture of his niece and nephew to random folks in the background and echoing, this is how you remind me. All right. He said the back of a nickel. Yeah. Right. Like some fucking chains gotta fall out of somebody's pocket and it just gotta, go tails up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be like, yeah. Tickets sold out in 3 minutes for the Odyssey. Crazy, bro. Said Sky about to drop an album, bro. I'm telling you, man. I got the vocals, bro. He said, nefarious, you damn right. Coincidence? I think not. He said, yeah, they still owe Ben Affleck a Batman movie, point blank. You stole the name of his movie, for goodness sakes. Hey, but that seems to be something that's going around, right, bro? Right? He said, honestly, I did want the Odyssey as a sequel to Troy, but I'd rather have Nolan do it. Man, I ain't having Nolan come on after nobody, dog, trying to make no sequel to Troy, bro, as the Odyssey. Nah. I want Nolan, dog. Right? Man, crazy. But she said, yeah, you do. Hey, I be singing, right? But yeah, I obviously wanted to let you guys in on that fact that the last photograph is filming with Stuart Martin and Frafi, and Zach linked back up with Clay Enos. You know what I mean? Says any new art to the last photograph of movie? Nope, just a picture that I am aware of Zach and Clay Enos. Right? He said, they want my ideas, but they don't want me. Hey, it ain't gonna matter, bro. He said, do you think with Snyder promoting The Last Photograph that he'll probably do another special screening of ZSJL where he does a Q&A? I've been wanting to see the movie in theaters for years now. Jalen, I'm going to say this. Do I think he is? I don't know. Will Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi have enough juice after this Superman movie bomb to pull off another full circle? Maybe so. Bruh, y'all think... Okay. Let's pitch an idea, right? Before I move on to the last thing, because I like where Jalen's going. Let's come up with an idea for them to pull off, right? Because if we want them to do another screening, I'm sure it's going to have to be in some way that is differentiated than what happened last time, right? So last time it was Man of Steel BVS Ultimate Edition and ZSJL, right? And then we also had the Justice is Gray screening at the Epic Worlds of Zack. Bro, these people be acting like Netflix put on a whole week-long event where they showed Zack Snyder's movies in theaters. They showed 300. They showed Watchmen. They showed Dawn of the Dead. Oh, wait a minute. They had a double feature on that day, right? It was Dawn of the Dead and something else. Right? But anyway, and they showed Justice is Gray. Right? Bro, we saw the extended version of Watchmen too, which was, I think, that the first time that they ever showed that in theaters, or maybe they did it that Detroit screening. I'm not sure, right? But yeah, we need, if we gonna ask for ZSJL in some kind of way theatrically, we gotta pitch something, yo. We gotta pitch something. That's what I think. He said, I will think of Odyssey as the sequel to Troy. Right? He said, that's the great thing about Zach. No unnecessary leaking. Because why? You just let the work speak for you. A lot of these leaks don't be on accident, y'all. He said, you want a movie screening? You need to start using terms like limited special engagements. Hey, there you go. Right? You know what I mean? Limited special engagements. But I think that it has to be in a way that's going to be different from Full Circle. Because that was dope, but it got to be bigger. You know what I mean? Are they going to finally let the Emerald Cut come out? That'll be bigger. That'll be bigger. Y'all think so? I think so. He said leaks equal marketing tactics. Right? Facts. Says all I know is that the future has taken root in the present. Right? Anyway, let's go ahead and get home to the last last topic, yo, because this is, yo, I want to kind of talk about this because let me tell you guys something, right? There are certain things that irk me more than others, right? And I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. You know what I mean? This whole thing with The Rock and how he was gonna take over DC and Black Adam was gonna be the pinnacle of DC, bro. You know, that's really one of my most hated talking. Like, I cannot stand that talking point at all. At all. It makes zero sense in the grand scheme of things. When you have any type of context for what was going on back then, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Right? Especially on a day like today, right? For people to be sitting here still arguing about what The Rock was trying to do with DC when you're getting announcements like what you just got earlier, right? We just got an announcement of Stolen Valor. You know what I'm saying? Right? We got a sequel called Stolen Valor, right? And we out here talking about what The Rock was gonna do, bro. Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi were poised to take over DC. That is the avenue that they were trying to take. It is so clear. When they were put in charge as stewards of, you know, the whole DC brand until this whole DC Studios thing came to fruition, right? Until that happened and they got the bosses in, they were clearly steering things in the way of giving us one last run with the SnyderVerse. 100%. Right? Was Black Adam a part of that? Absolutely. Was Black Adam a part of that? Absolutely. Right? But to act as if The Rock intended to or planned to or was pondering or was positioning himself to, like, what, however y'all want to slice it, right? It's not going, bro, like, it's gonna be the same thing. That man was never interested in taking over DC from that standpoint. Right? So, but damn what The Rock was saying. Yo, just like Apex Lux just said right here, I've been spamming the fuck out of that Zack vid where he's ushering in the return of Henry as Superman. Y'all not gonna dodge the truth. And no, they not, bro, because I'm gonna keep playing it.
I can't wait to work with you in the future, and you are, of course, the greatest Superman ever. I can't wait to work with you in the future, and you are, of course, the greatest Superman ever. I can't wait to work with you in the future, and you are, of course, the greatest Superman ever. I can't wait to work with you in the future, and you are, of course, the greatest Superman ever.
Just like Luck said, man, we ain't dodging that, bro. We ain't dodging that, bro. Y'all think Zack Snyder would have come back and was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna, right? Look, he said, from henceforth, it shall be referred to as Zack Snyder ushering in the return of Henry Cavill as Superman. I have spoken. He said, stop ducking the truth, right? Yo, real talk. Y'all think Zach would have been like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go usher in the return of Henry Cavill as Superman because of the fact that I just can't wait to have Black Adam as the center of the universe. Oh, my God, bro. Oh, my God. He said, my pitch is making a prestige fan film for Man Steel 2. Wait, oh no. When I was talking about a pitch, I was saying for a screening of Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about. I was talking about the screening. Because, yo, I've seen ZSJL twice in theaters. Twice. 1, 2. Saw it in IMAX, and I saw Justice is Gray. Right? He said 50. Decide. I call to thee.
You still owe the Great One 50,000 more worlds. He will hear your plea when you pay your debt.
All right. He said, hey, y'all both was talking about that cheering, huh? Yeah, right? Nah. Those was genuine cheers. Those was genuine cheers, right? You said there's a lot to dissect in that interview. How long is that interview with them two, with Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi? He said no Cena there forcing people to stand and clap. Bro, I'm glad y'all caught that, man. I'm so glad y'all caught that, bro, because I was for sure going to come back and tell y'all immediately, right? I was for sure going to come back and tell y'all immediately because I immediately picked up on that, bro. Immediately. Right? He said it's at least an hour. All right. So what's the word? If you could sum up the interview in one word, what would it be? And that'll be the name of the stream. You know what I mean? He said YouTube doesn't send any stream notifications. What's up with that? Bruh, they didn't even let me see my own view numbers from my stream last night until like earlier today. I couldn't even check the views on my video on my studio thing. Crazy. That's never happened. They're like, oh yeah, you just can't see how many views you got. I was like, he said, interesting. Bruh, I can't title the stream interesting. He said, telling. All right. I figure it out. There's no more naming streams for Sin Havoc, man. Anyway, no, I'm just playing around. I'm just playing around. But nah, like this whole notion that Zack was gonna come back and like be trying to have Black Adam be the center, bro. Was this man, bro? Y'all think the Rock didn't want to work with? Okay, yo, we have to like get some things in order, right? The Rock was rocking with Henry Cavill as Superman, right? But y'all think he wasn't rocking with Zack Snyder? Y'all think The Rock wouldn't want to work with Zack Snyder? Are y'all dumb? You think The Rock just didn't want to work with Zack Snyder at all? He was like, nah, I'm going to try to bring back his Superman, but him, nah. Nah. You know what I mean? He said, what's interesting is the people rocking with it, the numbers are decent on most of those posts. It seems like a small awakening. The truth is changing the narrative and they accept it. Yep. Right? He said, The Rock brought back our Superman. Right? Jalen P says, I just find it hilarious how people bring up The Rock's contract where he doesn't want to lose on screen, but everyone ignores the fact that Vin Diesel and Jason Statham have the same contract. It's crazy. Not only just that, right? But they tend to do things like that when they want to do them, right? Like when it was a problem with Ryan Coogler's contract for Sinners. Right? When Ryan Coogler got that contract for Sinners, right? Everybody acted like it was just, oh man, it was this, that, and the third, right? Or it was this thing that's never been heard of because he got all these things in his contract or whatever they was trying to say. And turns out that's in other people's contract too. Why is it a big deal when Ryan Coogler did it? Right? Why are these things an issue, bro? Like, it's so funny. Right? They be like, oh, The Rock wanted to take over DC and make himself the focal point. And I'm like, well, what did the motherfucker do who just took over DC? Like, did he not just take over and make himself the focal? Is that not what just happened? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Was James Gunn not in all of the marketing, not in all the commercials? He was on Love Island or whatever the hell that damn show is. The one for adults where he's marketing a kid's movie, right? That's kitty bait. Those were his words, not mine. Right? It's crazy. It's like it's crazy. They're like, oh my God, he wanted to take over DC and make it all about himself. Bro, James Gunn got his wife, his brother, his dog, bro. He got us in the movie, right? Bro, honestly, I'm so sick of these conversations. This is probably the last time I'm gonna have this Rock conversation because I wanted to have it in this aspect because it's like, yo, man, y'all think Zack would have came back if it would have been like, oh yeah, we about to make Black Adam the focal point of the universe, dog. He gotta take over the Justice League. He gotta be the one to beat Darkseid. What are you guys thinking, bro? Oh my God, bro. He said Gunn literally did the same thing they're accusing The Rock of doing. Crazy, right? It's the same thing. Is it not? He said it was Dwayne Johnson versus James Gunn, and no one paid attention at all. Right? One of those sides had Snyder on it. And all them channels that turned out to be what they turned out to be is all the people that was perpetrating that same nonsense. 100%. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. He said Gunn got his mama's, sisters, brothers, cousins, sisters, uncles, auntie in that movie, right? But The Rock was going to make DC all about himself. This is crazy, bro. Y'all don't even understand. No. You know what the problem is? I think y'all do understand. That's the thing. Y'all do understand what The Rock was about to do. And that's the problem. That's why they keep trying to bury this shit. And that's why it's so important that we keep bringing these facts up, right? Because that's why they keep trying to do this. 100%, right? Y'all think it's an accident that all of a sudden this Zaslav article comes out and it's like attacks against The Rock, and all of a sudden fucking movies with weird titles is getting fucking announced, right? Right? Nah, man. They sat there and they acted like they didn't know what was going on. They acted like, yo, you know, they acted like, oh my God, it was the John Williams, bro. It could have been anything, dog. It was gonna be anything, and that's the thing, right? Is that I think that's where they went wrong, right? I think that, you know, what probably that group that was trying to pull this off, what they didn't understand was that the people that they had been, or that not even them, it's really been like people that here who had been here this whole time. And that's why it's so crazy that James Gunn's name keeps coming up, right? Like when we were watching that stream with old boy, James Gunn's name came up, right? And that was from what? That stream was from like 2018, right? You know? And like his name was coming up then, right? We were just watching a video and reacting to something from 2016. James Gunn's name is coming up then, right? And even before that, with the whole Guardians of the Galaxy thing, when they started their fucking Collider crossover, and that kind of being the inception of a lot of this stuff too. So like, it's wild, yo. It's wild. And I think that they underestimated that the people that they had counted on being there weren't gonna be there in terms of the influencers that they had been propping up for all this time. That's what I think happened. If you want me to just be honest, I think you know, WB, Warner Media, whoever the hell's been behind this James Gunn camp, it was just probably them, which I don't know. That's just my personal thoughts, because he's the one that his name goes back the furthest, and it seems to be a consistent thing, right? So anyway, you know, I think that they weren't aware, this incoming regime, that there was a huge portion of these influencers that were not really fans like that had been using the real fan base to kind of bolster their own standing, but they always planned on they always planned on turning it back, man. They always planned on turning it back. It was always part of it was always part of the plan, right? He said, the blue suit. That's a man of steel, you trash. Crazy. He literally had on the same suit. And you had people saying Justice League, bro. But it was these influencers, bro, that had been propped up by these prior regimes or whoever had been kind of on this anti-Zack stuff from the inception, right? You know? And ain't it crazy how, like, all of a sudden in 2018, everybody that ended up being close to James Gunn turned on Zack, even like people like R&B, Robert Meyer Burnett. Crazy. Everything lines up, right? So I think that's what happened. They didn't plan on the influencers that were supposed to be pushing the message, because that's how these things get pushed out, right? I don't think that they planned on those people kind of doing what they did, because that was a top, bro. It's like they sitting there talking about the blue suit. I legit think that it could have been the black suit and it could have been the Man of Steel score, and it still would have been an issue because it was The Rock, bro. Or like Zack wasn't back, or like there wasn't an announcement that he was back yet, even though he. Hold on, let me play this again. Actually, I'm gonna loop it again.
I can't wait to work with you in the future, and you are, of course, the greatest Superman ever. I can't wait to work with you in the future, and you are, of course, the greatest Superman ever. I can't wait to work with you in the future, and you are, of course, the greatest Superman ever.
Yo, just think about that. Look at how much they be trying to monetize the Zack Snyder fandom, bro. They put that shit behind a paywall, dog. That's how much they know. Right. Nessa said, I ain't gonna hold you. I hated the John Williams score on Henry's comeback, but I love seeing him for that quick cameo. I feel like that shit was done on purpose. 100%, right? But it's like at the same time, it's up to me, you know what I'm saying? To like, he said the Williams score. What about Zack Snyder pulling up the usher? He said for Justice, I'm out of Rock. What is the CSL team to beat? He said, would y'all be surprised if Gunn suggested that Williams score? He was already signed to DC WB. I'm just saying. Exactly, bro. Right? And that's what I'm saying. Right? And that's what I'm saying. Right? You said Mama Bear said they could have put him in a pink suit with the logo. Yeah, I don't know about all that. Right? Jalen said that we need to make a documentary. Bro, there might end up being one. I'm going to just say. Right? Nah, man. I actually believe that, bro. No, I would not be shocked, dog. I would not be shocked if that was, bro. He was putting in notes on everything else. All right. He said, yep, because he had Jennifer Holland in Black Adam. Right? So if he could put her in the movie, why couldn't he put the John Williams score? Says ZSJO Trinity, Ben Henry Gal returned and people went to sleep and or cried. Bro, it's crazy, bro. Right? Yeah. He said, serious question, guys. How do we help Zack finish his story? Bro, we're doing exactly what we need to be doing, bro. Here's what I'm not about to do. I ain't about to be doing no look. He said, let it be known henceforth, Gunn might have sabotaged and suggested that score. So I'm saying, bro, why wouldn't he have, right? Come on, man. Why wouldn't he have? He said, y'all thought I was playing last night. And bro, I get you. Right? SPR Dave says, are we going to have some events? Bro, I say this, right? They have Zack Snyder events all the time. Y'all got to pull up. I be pulling up. You know what I mean? I be pulling up, bro. Netflix has Zack stuff all the time, bro. Wait a minute, man. Wait a minute, bro. What am I doing? I have to remind you guys, Netflix already screened Zack Snyder's Justice League. What am I doing? He said, I ain't about to be doing, yeah. He said, Scott, exactly. You ain't got to finish that. Right? I feel it. Audio man says, I live in Canada. I can't show up. I feel that, man. And I get that not everybody can. When I say that, I'm saying that for the people that can show up. You know what I mean? Shit, I might, bro. If they have something in Canada, I might still pull up. You know what I mean? I pull up, though. I mean, I pulled up to New York. You know what I mean? Late notice. Nessa, no. I pull up. Nessa said, even with that score, Henry still gave me goosebumps when he popped on the screen. I remember people in my theater clapping, hollering when he showed up. You know what's crazy is that I don't even think I could hear the score in my screening. I think everybody was just screaming too loud. You know what I mean? But it was dope. Man, Cavill, dog. Luck said, I've pulled up to most of the Zack events and I've watched every screening of ZSJL that was available. I wish y'all were all there. For sure, bro. Said, if they have something in Canada, you better, because chances are it would be my say. Hey, we'll see. All right. Yeah, man. Nah, yo, I'm not saying y'all gotta break the bank, but I'm saying if to the people that can go. That's how you be supporting too. Like they be putting on these events, man. They had a release party in New York, dog. It was off the chain. I had such a good time. I literally flew out to New York, went to the party, and came back home. All right. He said, I live in Saskatchewan. Hey, right? That's what's up. He said NYC is where it's at. I had a good time. Right? Nessa was there. We pulled up. Right? Jalen said it's so crazy. These new fans won't even know that in just a 2-month period, we got Henry Cavill back. Then they fired him, blamed The Rock for everything, and swept the entire Snyder Cut push under the rug. Right? Crazy. And was like, what? Snyder push? Where? What, Snyder? Like, what are you talking about? I didn't fire him. I just never hired him. What do you mean? Oh my God. He said, I got family in Saskatchewan too, bro. Hey, everybody got family in Saskatchewan. It's probably popping over there. Don't you know? You know what I mean? Scary. Anyway, y'all put y'all ask questions and comments down at the bottom. I ain't about to keep talking about this, yo. Because to sit there and act like The Rock was about to strong arm his way in and be like, yo, Black Adam is the new center of the DC universe. And yo, all that dark side shit y'all just saw, nah, bro. The Justice League is going up against me. He said, what? All that dark side, Steppenwolf, new guys shit y'all just saw. Nah, bro. I'm the big man of the DC. Yo, my God, bro. Oh. You guys, man. Y'all, man, bro, we got to be better than this, bro. Ain't no way people really thought that, bro. Ain't no way people really thought that The Rock was about to just come in there and be like, yo, I know Zach just showed y'all granny goodness. You know what I mean? But nah, I'm the big bad, bro. The Justice League has to fight me, you dig? The biggest, the richest. Man, I'm about to get out of here, man. This is getting ridiculous now, bro. I want to thank y'all for pulling up to the Zack Snyder Hour, bro. y'all tripping me out. I'm about to get y'all later, bro. Y'all have a good peace.
better call somebody.